Hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. My name is Anna Mardall. We are in the middle of Maya's trial. And so far it's been going maybe not super great, but better than you might have thought. My current theory is that someone was in the room when Maya started channeling, and that someone attacked the victim. The victim shot back in self-defense, winging both Maya's sleeve and the folding screen. And the perpetrator took the gun and shot the victim in the head. I would like to believe that Morgan did this because I think Morgan had the strongest reason to frame Maya. But Morgan was out in the hallway with us, so in absence of that, I'm going to have to assume that it was Edie, the sister. But we get to find out now. And not knowing, we don't know anything about how she's going to approach this, we have Lotta on the stand again.
Phew, that was a close one.
I know you were giving it your all to defend me, but I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air.
I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself.
But you were wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone into believing you.
Thanks. Wait, tricked?
That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, is the next witness who I think it is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lotta Hart.
Oh, guess there's no escaping her, is there, huh? Remember, Nick, you promised to save me. If you lose, me and my sis's ghost will come after you and haunt you. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Maya? Yeah. Do you remember her, Pearly? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't suppose you could channel her right now. It could be useful. Court will now reconvene. Now, the first order of... Ow!
I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy.
Yes, sir.
Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling.
I don't think Lotta's gonna like Francisca at all.
Witness, your name and occupation, if you please. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing?
Just fine.
Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know. Ow! Name and occupation. I declare, what in tarnation! Hey, Judge, this here is violence against my fair self.
That's fine.
That's fine? It ain't fine, that's a whip! Ow! There's no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder. I haven't even gotten to say my name and job yet. The name's Lotta Hart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify.
No, let's all be one big happy family, okay?
Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. We were waiting outside the door, and then, bang, we hear a gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down, and we rushed into the room. Inside was the dead victim and the defendant, waving a pistol around. I don't think that's true. I swear, other than those other two, there was no one else in the room.
I don't remember her holding a pistol. Did you take a picture of the scene right after the murder took place?
Wrecking course.
Excuse me?
Wrecking course. It's short for, y'all reckon? Course I did.
No, it's not. Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your picture to the court. The moment of truth. What will be in that picture?
Let's see here. This here's the picture.
Huh. I do not remember it that way. It would certainly seem that only the defendant and the victim were in that room. I mean, there's a folding screen.
Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Actually, no, I want to look at it again. I'm sorry. So somebody could hide behind the folding screen. And there may well be a door behind the folding screen. I mean, everybody's acting like the Curane channelers would never fake anything, but come on. There might be a door behind the folding screen for, like, you know, floating lanterns in the air and going, woo, I'm a spooky ghost. I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. The angle isn't good because we can't see her face. We can't see her sleeve. We can't even see the bullet hole in the screen. Well, it is what it is. I will clear all doubt about Maya through this cross-examination. Just watch me. You go. Was it really only those two that went in?
What are you blabbering about? You were there too, were you not? Why don't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them?
Dr. Gray and Maya were the only two that went into the room. Hold on. We can't have the defense testifying against its own client.
Anyway, folks, only the two of them went into the channeling chamber, you hear? But you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you? Witness continue.
There was two gunshots. Was it really a gunshot?
Are you insane? You must have heard it as well. Why don't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was it really a gunshot?
Yes, I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot. Why are we here listening to the defense testify? And the world becomes just a little crueler.
I heard a gunshot a long time ago, so I know. And I tell you, that was a gunshot I heard. Now this is where the story heats up. Lotta!
Let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down?
Honestly, Mr. Phoenix Wright, why don't you just tell us what happened then?
Yes, Miss Von Karma, I broke the door down. Sorry. Why does this feel like an inquisition?
No need for apologizing. That was great. You're a real man.
Oh, really? That's something I would have liked to see. The judge is smiling. I'll take that as a good sign.
What did you see once you broke in? Inside was the dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around.
Are you sure it was the defendant, Maya Fey?
Sure, I'm sure.
Lotta seems awfully confident in her testimony. Press harder? Lotta, please think back to that day one more time.
What you getting at?
Remember what you said when we broke into the room.
I was murdered.
Lotta, at a time like this? Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots.
But anyway, what's going on here? This gal, is she Maya?
When you saw the murderer at that time, you couldn't tell if it was Maya Fey or not. Am I correct?
Well, you see...
Order. Miss Hart, you are here to present accurate testimony.
Yeah, sorry.
This shifts things back to my side.
For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix, Wright?
Really? Because it was good enough to send your father to prison.
Witness, think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber. When they entered? One of those people that entered the chamber was Maya Fey, correct? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was Maya that went in. It looks like we've come to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture must be Maya Fey.
Exactly.
Rats. I'm trapped like one again.
I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room.
Are you absolutely certain of that?
Sure I am. But that old witch chased us out of the room, so...
Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fey?
But there is no one else in there, and you know it.
The channeling chamber was very dark, almost pitch black. Is there really no one else in there? What about... behind the folding screen? What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there?
Wreck given?
Uh-huh.
Wreck given. You know. You reckon? That's a given.
That's not a thing.
I took me a good look around the room. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. Really?
If I may have a word with you, Miss Hart.
What? You got a problem?
Rhett Given, I am having a little difficulty understanding you. If you would stop saying such things as
Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, do you see a problem with the testimony or don't you? She whipped him again.
There's nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she's telling the truth. What about the second picture? What about the second gunshot? Enough. It seems there are no issues with Miss Hart's testimony.
At the time of the crime, only two people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey.
The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. However, if we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant. What am I going to do? What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say. If I make one wrong move, I'm going to have the judge against me. Is there anything I can present that would prove it's not Maya in the photo?
Prove it? Oh, God. I don't think so. I don't have proof. He doesn't know about the Karain thing, and I don't even have a brochure. So, no?
Well, Mr. Wright. Nothing, Your Honor.
That's very smart of you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You really should give up trying to prove this is not Maya Fey.
I didn't say anything about giving up. I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument yet. That's enough. Is this it? Is this all I could do? I think it is quite obvious to this court that a verdict of not guilty is not possible.
I told you. Totally, 100% impossible.
Ms. Von Carmine, do you have any further questions for this witness?
Having established the defendant's guilt, further questioning won't be needed.
What about the defense? No further questions, I presume? I couldn't protect Maya. The defense... The defense!
Phoenix. Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face. A lawyer is someone who smiles, no matter how bad it gets.
Maya!
I guess I made it just in time, wouldn't you say? Is that Pearl? She's got Pearl's little head thingy hair.
pearls?
Her clothes are a bit small.
And no one else notices this. Nobody in the room notices that the 6-year-old just turned into the woman that was their coworker and a frequent person who appeared in this court.
Anyway, what are you waiting for, Phoenix? Let's go.
How? She's already taken away every advantage.
The advantage is still in your hand. Think carefully one more time about what you saw in the channeling chamber. Do you remember what you told me yesterday?
Dr. Gray!
I was murdered.
What? Lotta, at a time like this?
Yeah, there were 2 pictures. I thought so. You see, there is one final piece to this puzzle. Question Lotta one more time, Phoenix. I don't know if she's doing it unconsciously or on purpose, but she's not testifying truthfully.
Now then, the court would like to end the cross-examination period. Please wait, Your Honor. The defense would like to request the witness testify one more time. Overruled. I'm afraid you're too late, Mr. Wright. The cross-examination has already ended. Furthermore, any unrelated— Ow!
It's fine. I'll allow another testimony. A Von Karma's case is perfect. Absolutely flawless. And what better time than this for you to see that?
But I have someplace I must go after this. Ow! Alright, I'll allow it. Miss Hart, hurry and give us another testimony.
What the heck? What am I supposed to talk about?
Please tell us once more, what happened when you burst into the channeling chamber.
Okay, you got it. See, you got through to the judge somehow, right?
Well, actually, it was Von Karma Swift that got through to him.
When we broke into that room, all I could focus on was Maya. I was kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff.
You were studying to be a paranormal photographer.
I still managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot.
That's what we want to press on. Oh. Nothing sounds different from before. Some parts of her testimony were very vague.
Struggle all you like as you taste the bitterness of your defeat. Amuse me with your useless questions, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm waiting.
That's got an ellipsis, and I have a policy of pressing on ellipses. Perhaps that body was not Dr. Gray's at all.
I reckon that's possible.
That seems unlikely, baby. If the body inside that room was not that of Dr. Gray, then whose body was it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Ow! Foolish fool. If that were the case, that would make Maya Fey dead. Okay, yeah, that was silly. That was silly. But we will press on this one. 2 pictures, right?
2 what?
2 shots. You took 2 shots. But only one has been submitted as evidence. Miss Hart, where is the other picture you have been withholding?
No. You've got it all wrong. It's not me. I didn't mean anything bad. I know I can be a little mean, but I ain't evil.
Well, at least she knows herself. Then why have you not shown this other picture to the court?
Well, ain't it obvious? That prosecutor woman told me to shut my trap about it.
What? Von Karma! Miss Von Karma, you're hiding critical evidence? Unforgivable, Von Karma. Suppressing evidence like this. You're as bad as your father. Your Honor, The defense asked that Prosecutor Von Karma be held in contempt of court. Well, yes. Oh.
Me? In contempt of court? You can't be serious.
You hid evidence from the court on purpose. That's not fair.
Phoenix, are you a lawyer or a school child? I was so angry, I lost my composure.
Ms. Von Karma, would you care to explain yourself to this court?
I thought this picture was not important, and thus felt no need to submit it, that's all.
How could you think?
The pictures were more or less the same, so why bother with the second? I mean, it's just so much more trouble than it's worth for me to submit this as evidence.
More trouble than it's worth? How can you say that?
If you want to see it that badly, I'll submit it.
That doesn't look like Maya at all. There's still no hole in her sleeve. Is that an oversight?
No, that shouldn't be an oversight. They're very good about stuff like that. There's no hole in her sleeve. That cannot be Maya.
What is this picture?
It's obviously the second picture the witness took that day at the scene of the crime. Well, it's a little off-center, but that's what you get with a nervous amateur.
I think the important point here is that the person in this picture is most definitely not Maya Fey.
Yeah, so we're back to asking that she be held in contempt?
What is the meaning of this? This might be the break I was looking for. Now, should I or should I not insist that the person in this picture is not Maya? It's not Maya. Your Honor, as you can plainly see, the person in the picture is not Maya Fey. Yes, I see that. It's not just her face. Her whole body has taken on a different appearance. There is only one conclusion that can be drawn then. That somehow this other person snuck in and traded places with the defendant. Order! Well, yes, I believe you are correct, Mr. Wright. The person who was inside the channeling chamber was not Maya Fey.
Mia, we did it!
You're too soft. Huh? You're softer than Aunt Morgan's strawberry desserts, Phoenix. Take a look at Prosecutor Von Karma's face.
She's smiling. I think you had better continue to worry, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Ms. Von Karma, what do you mean by that?
Your Honor, I would like for you to take a look at this picture. This was taken yesterday at the detention center visitor's room. This is Mr. Phoenix Wright and the defendant, Maya Fey, during his visit.
Maya Fey? But isn't this a totally different person?
She looks this way because she is obviously in the middle of channeling a spirit.
Is that, like, legal evidence now, though? It's unbelievable that she can...
Yet it is the truth. When Maya Fey is in that state, she physically changes into the person she's calling.
Miss Von Karma, a word if I may. Mia? Taking pictures of someone during a private visit is illegal. Surely you must know that picture can't be submitted as evidence.
Obviously, I know this picture is illegal, but I never intended to submit it as evidence in the first place. From the moment I showed this picture to the court, this case became all mine. After all, this image has now been forever burned into the judge's mind.
I don't even have a single witty line. It looks like we've been had. I don't claim to understand this, and I still cannot believe it. Are you saying that this person is the defendant, Maya Fey? If I give up here, the trial will end. But if I slip up and say something wrong, it will cost me. Is there any way I can prove that the person in this picture is not Maya? I'm gonna go with the bullet hole. It's all I've got. Your Honor. Oh! The fire has returned to your eyes, I see! This picture. Within this picture lies a critical contradiction to all the testimony up until now. A contradiction?
So, you think you've spotted a problem with this picture? Then earn your keep. Why don't you point out exactly what is so strange to the court?
God, I gotta get this right. It's this one, right? Take that! Please direct your attention here. To the sleeve? But there isn't anything odd about it. And that is exactly what is so odd. Something that should be there is suddenly missing.
Should be there?
Oh! There was a bullet hole in the sleeve of the defendant's costume. If that's the case, it should be in this picture as well. Ms. Von Karma, you intended to hide this valuable piece of evidence?
Are we actually going to take that serious now? Good!
You will most certainly be assigned a penalty for this. Yes! 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 We're taking that seriously now! Yes! Yes!
Yay! 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 Oh, that makes me so happy. It was very upsetting to me that we didn't take that sort of thing seriously in the first game.
Alright, this should do some major damage to her argument. Don't celebrate yet. You like to bring down the mood, don't you? Take a look at Miss Von Karma's face. She's got that condescending grin plastered all over her face again. Really? Because she just got a demerit, and the last time that happened to Von Karma, they killed someone over it. It was that big of a deal.
Jumping the gun again, I see. Your Honor. I would like to extend an apology on behalf of those incompetent fools.
What do you mean? What incompetent fools?
If those fools down at the precinct hadn't missed the bullet hole, I would have gotten a report about it. As I didn't, I could not have known that this picture was of any value to this case.
Oh, that's a lie. But okay, I'll buy it. I mean, I won't buy it, but it's a reasonable lie. I see. She's lying through her teeth. That woman knew about everything. The bullet hole, the picture, everything. But we can't prove that.
Franziska von Karma's idea of a perfect case is quite fascinating, don't you think? Your Honor, you need not worry. If you must assign a penalty, I'll personally make sure that detective gets what's coming. I'm sure there will be great gnashing of teeth at his next salary discussion.
Poor Gumshoe. I mean, somebody should get a demerit. I don't think it's Gumshoe, but... And I don't think it should be salary related. I think it should be a different system, but... You guys don't want to hear me talk about capitalism all day, so let's go on. In any case, this is a very big problem. When the defendant was taken into custody, her costume had a bullet hole in its sleeve. However, from this photo, it would appear that right after the shooting, there was none. The judge is confused by this strange twist of events. This is your chance, Phoenix. Load all you've got into this one shot, alright? Got it. Watch this, Maya. Your Honor. There is only one logical explanation for the contradiction. The shooter's someone else. The defendant's sleeve had a bullet hole in it. However, this person clearly does not. There can be only one explanation. The person who shot Dr. Gray was not the defendant, but a different person altogether. What? Order! If order is not restored, I will suspend this trial.
Ow! Why me? The defense's argument is a complete mess.
A complete mess? I fail to see how.
Please enlighten us. Hey, witness! Ow! What the heck? Is that any way to ask a gal a favor? Be quiet, you. You were the one who said it was only the two of them when you entered the room. Well, you know, if you were lying, I swear that my whip will be the last thing you see. Look, sis, you're looking mighty scary, so why don't we say you ow? I swear, I wasn't lying or nothing. There wasn't anyone else in there, honest. You see? Now riddle me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Where did the defendant vanish to? And where did this other woman appear from?
Why is it lately all I want to do is cry? Well, if the person in this picture is not the defendant, then this poses two very big questions. Where did the defendant vanish to, and where did this person come from?
That's right. Now hurry up and answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Come on, you can't fall apart here, Phoenix Wright. I can't believe that even me is calling me by my full name. But I mean, how am I supposed to prove something like this?
Had enough yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Or do you think you have enough in you to turn things around even now?
Turn things around. That's right. Mia would always turn things around and change her perspective.
Phoenix?
Where did this intruder appear from? And where did Maya disappear to? I need to look at this situation from a different angle. Let's see. What if before we broke in, the third person was already in the room? What if Maya had left somehow? If I could prove either one of those conditions were true... Mr. Wright, let's hear what you come up with. I think what happened before we forced our way into the channeling chamber is... Maya left? I still think there's a back door. Maya left the channeling chamber at some point, and the defense can prove this.
Oh, how a foolish fool makes a foolish face while dreaming foolishly foolish dreams.
Maya Fey was being looked after by her aunt, Morgan Fey.
The chances of her leaving the crime scene is lower than that detective's salary.
Let's see some evidence. Prove that from the murder until the time of arrest, the defendant left the room.
Oh, by the way, someone sent me a really cool Tumblr link about these attorney's badges. That's actually a real thing, and the thing about it having a number on the back so you can't share it with someone, that's real too. A distinct number that's registered with the attorney, and they had a picture of one that even looked like this. I thought that was really cool. So go look that up. I don't have the link. Sorry. I was looking at it on my phone. But thank you for sending me the link.
I sure don't see a door there. There's no door there either.
She looks just like Maya though, like the hair. She doesn't have like Pearl's hair. I was afraid maybe Morgan made Pearl channel, and Morgan says she can't channel, and what's more, she was in the room with us. Who could have channeled Mimi?
Maya said the key was the key to the case. Morgan gave Maya the key. And then Pearl gave us the key. Either Maya dropped it when she was taken into custody and Pearl picked it up, or when Maya left, she gave Pearl the key. That's all I got. I don't think the newspaper clip, I don't think anything else will help. All we have is supernatural stuff, and the judge doesn't believe in that. I don't know. I don't think anything else is helpful, so this is all I have. Miss Hart, do you remember this key?
Well, I've seen it. Hey, that's the channel and chamber key, right? Before the channeling started, Maya locked the door from the inside with that.
The defendant herself locked the door?
Yeah, that's why we all couldn't get the door open. That key's the only one of its kind, after all.
Oh, one of a kind, you say? Wait, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes? Looks like she's catching on. I'm afraid to ask, but why is that key currently in your possession? Huh? What do you mean? If Maya Fade locked herself in, the key should have been with her. Yes, agreed. However, she did not have the key at the time of her arrest.
Well, ain't that a kid? So how come you're holding it?
I got this as a present from a certain little girl. And that little girl was nowhere near the crime scene at the time.
Cookie, what you doing? Cookie, are you planning acts of vandalism? Because it looks like you are. Cookie. Hey, I'm glad you're feeling better. Why? Why must you vandalize things, Cat? Why?
That's preposterous! This means that Maya Fey must have left the room. If she had not, then I would not be holding this key you see before you. No! This is exciting. It seems we've come to an impasse. This picture has clearly captured the face of the murderer. However, is this person the defendant or not? The defense is arguing that this person is not the defendant. Furthermore, as proof, this key has been submitted as evidence. Ms. Von Karma, how can this be? At this point in time, a verdict on the defendant's guilt is not possible. My perfect case! How is there a flaw in my perfect case? Don't think you've won yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I am a prodigy. I have never lost a case. And I don't intend to lose here, in this courtroom, to a fool like you. Hey, Francesca, your dad did. I don't care what I have to do. I will get my guilty verdict. That's enough. If you would like to continue, do so in the lobby. You don't want to take her off this case because she's clearly making it personal? I mean, she literally just said she would do anything it took. Court will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. You know, when Phoenix regained his memory, he made a thing of saying that he's a kind-hearted man who's kind of like a father figure. So I guess they're trying to paint him, you know, he said, can't we all get along and everything. I guess they're trying to paint him as like a bumbling oaf that just wants to love and hug the world, you know. Court is adjourned.
Stop vandalizing. Wow! That was you, Pearly? You summoned my sis? Yes, I felt I had no choice. Great going, Pearly! I knew you were special. Hey, Nick, did you know?
Yeah, it's not like anyone else in there could have done that.
Nick, I know you're trying really hard and all, but I really don't remember ever leaving that room. And I don't think that a third person could have gone into that room.
Yeah.
Well, at least we have until tomorrow.
Oh, sorry. At least we have until tomorrow to figure things out. Like, what happened in that room, for instance.
Yeah, I'm counting on you. I envy the two of you. Oh, by the way, Nick, do you think you could take Pearlie back home for me?
I have a quick question. $18. And we're still 24? It's still way too young, but I feel a little bit less creepy than when she was 17. You're 18. You're 23. You're deceased. And that is clearly the girl in the picture. How? Who channeled you? What do you look like with your eyes open, Eni? Do you look like your sister? Your lips are similar. Your chins are similar. Your hair could be similar if you... The bangs are similar. You could pass for her. It was not impossible.
It didn't look like Pearl. Stop thinking stuff.
But if it was Pearl, that would explain how Pearl had the key. Oh, God. I don't want it to be Pearl. I don't want it to be Pearl at all. But how did she get the key? And that could explain... Oh, no. That could explain why Mia had locks on her heart. I thought the best I could come up with was that maybe she wouldn't want to tattle on her Aunt Morgan, but that seemed unlikely. But if it's Pearl, that would be very hard to just come out and say.
Do you think you could take Pearlie back home for me?
Sure. All right, Pearls. You ready to go buy some tickets?
Huh? A ticket?
Poor thing. So sheltered. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm really worried now. Oh, no. But how else would she have the key? Okay. Well, that was part 4, I think. So, tomorrow will be part 5. And I guess we'll have another investigation day? I'm not sure. If it's not Pearl, it has to be Eni. Either way, I think Morgan was behind it. That's my theory. Okay. All right. Anyway, so this has been Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. My name is Anna Mardal, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.